Here's the truth. Your content is flopping because you're not listening to what YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and whatever other app you're posting on is telling you to do. But today, that changes. Hey, I'm Heaven, a 25-year-old in St. Pete, Florida, learning to find balance and build discipline in my life. And today we're diving into the content creation aspect of things. For years, I've kind of done content as a freelancer for other people, for brands, for UGC, social media management, some kind of modge podge of those things over the last at least 5 years. For the next 6 months of 2024, I'm really diving in and taking it more serious. I'm a far better strategist than I am creator. But before I can design a strategy, I've got to put myself in the hot seat. So as a strategist, I'm going to do the things for myself that I typically do so much better actually for other people. We're going to take a look at some of my content. We're going to pick them apart and figure out why did things perform well and what are the insights and key takeaways that we're going to implement into our content and our strategy going forward. Just for a little background on me, I have had a little bit of success in the content creation arena. I do social media management on the side, or I have done it in the past, and I also do content strategy work. So I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Just in the last few months, I've had a couple videos on TikTok and I cross-posted them to Instagram, get over 1 million views. We're gonna get into them a little bit later. One of them, I knew it was going to perform well, but I didn't know it would perform well to the degree that it did. Where I have struggled is operationalizing all the things that I know and apply for everyone else to myself. Hopefully the insights I share, or if nothing else, the methods by which I glean these insights are helpful to you in your content creation journey. So if you're ready to dive in with me and take a closer look at my content, a peek under the hood and figure out what's working and what's not, keep on watching. So first things first, any video that is a text on screen with B-roll and a trending sound, there's a very good chance you're going to get a higher view count on that video, right? If you keep the video at a maximum of 7 seconds and you put more text on the screen and a person can read in 7 seconds, naturally, you're gonna get views. Unless the text on screen and or the sound and the imagery in the video speaks directly to your brand and relates directly to the person watching the video. I haven't seen a lot of conversion from, oh, someone watched this video and then they commented and they followed me. I just see it gets a lot of views. And I typically will do it in such a way that these are relatable experiences, or it's just like a reflection or literally a thought that came to my mind and I'm just like, I need to post something today. This is what I'm gonna do. I think these are good for that reason. I think these are good to just feed the algorithm something so you can just have a presence and keep on posting. But I personally don't find a lot of value in doing these kinds of videos as your main bread and butter, unless of course this is a way that you educate and provide value and you start conversations and maybe you come back and you reply and respond and you talk to camera, right? I don't see this being a long-term strategy, at least not for me. So I'm definitely gonna keep doing these, but they don't really translate to much more than just a few views and just some activity here. Earlier, I mentioned I had videos that got over 1 million views definitely on TikTok. When I posted this video, I workshopped the title with my friend actually. If I can find the text messages, I'll put them on the screen too. What I wanted to communicate was that we were going to a plantation. My mom was Black. It was for her birthday. And then just for some razzle dazzle, I indicated that the plantation had closed 50 years ago and we were going for her 50th birthday, even though she's not turning 50. But that was not the point. The copywriting on this post was the critical piece. I knew this video was gonna perform well. I just did not know how well. The imagery of a plantation, the word plantation, and the word African American, these are all polarizing. With this kind of content, I had to sit and ask myself, do I want to be known for this, right? Because anything you put out there, you never know what's going to be the thing to blow up. You can have an inkling of an idea, kind of the way I did, but I realized I don't know that I want to be the girl who's talking about Black history and slavery and inciting those kinds of people to come to my page and leave these kinds of comments and have these kinds of discussions in my comment section. I don't think I want to do that. But there's an opportunity there, right? The next video I would say is this video of me and my daughter in the car riding home from school, or I think I'm taking her to school, and she's singing this song. Mommy, 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 mommy. Yay! Finish? Yes? Yeah. Do it again. 1, 2, Mommy. Ready, go. Mommy, 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 mommy. There's a a few things here. It's just a video of me sitting in the car and then you hear her voice. She sings on key. You also see me dancing. I'm looking, you can see me talking to someone. Even if you open your app and the sound is off, if you read the text on screen, you're probably gonna wanna turn it up and be like, what is she talking about? I posted it shortly before Mother's Day. This video is relatable to a bunch of other moms. In the comments, you see a lot of people talking about how they wish their little ones still sang to them like that, or they miss their moms. I think there's a lot working together to make this video perform well. I have done videos in the past with my daughter singing in the back of the car, and they've done well. They've not done anything quite to this degree. I do intend to continue doing videos like this, but I will say that it does feel a little weird and grimy sometimes, even when I'm in the car with her and I just have to turn on the camera because she said something funny or she sang a song and I have to ask her to sing it again. I don't like how that feels. I struggle with that because obviously I don't want to divulge her identity in her face to the internet. And I really don't want to start performing and trying to get her to perform for the internet. Like this was really just a genuine sweet moment that I just happened to have my phone out because I have it on my little thing in the car and record. But this is something I have to work through a little bit more. Let's move on. This video was an interesting one. Essentially, I share the opinion that poor children don't have the luxury of following their dreams because they have to focus on not being poor. And I anchored this with an anecdote and a story of a luncheon that I went to the prior week. And then I opened it with a hook that says, when are we going to be honest about the fact that poor children do not have the luxury of following their dreams? TikTok loves it when you are polarizing. And that is a polarizing hook. When are we going to be honest about it? It implies that we're lying about something, and it implies that the person watching is either going to agree and let me know that in the comments, or they're going to disagree and let me know that in the comments. And then they're also going to probably share an anecdote, and they might share it with a friend, or they might tag somebody, which is a lot of what happened on this video. This performed well for a few reasons. I have text on screen. It says, poor kids can't follow their dreams. Immediately, I'm sure people are up in arms. On top of that, I'm looking at my computer here. I'm sitting in the car and the camera is at a tight enough angle to where it could look like we're on a FaceTime call. I also have punch in edits that make it more entertaining, that make you wanna, that emphasizes with the words that I'm saying. I also have the captions on screen, so even if the sound is off, you can hear it. That is a practice I am implementing with more and more of my videos, whether it's talking to camera or vlog. I really want to put those captions on screen because people watch these videos with sound off and also for accessibility purposes. I want to do more videos like this, but there's always that cancel factor. I don't think this opinion is too hot of a take because if anybody watched the end of the video, they will understand what I'm trying to get at. This was just a topic that a lot of people have a lot of opinions on. When you think about the context of what's going on in the world, when you think about news and the economy and politics, like this was just something that people probably just felt really connected to, I guess, for lack of a better term. So this video was kind of silly. Somebody had walked past me and told me I looked like Lauryn Hill. And it happened so many times now. And at this point, I was like, I'm just making a video about this because I remember I had a comment, or I think I saw that I had a comment, and I just replied to it. Stop telling me I look like Lauryn Hill. And I'm not saying this because I don't find it as a compliment. I'm not saying this because I don't think she's incredibly beautiful, talented, a legend, and don't misunderstand me or mistake what I'm saying. I don't look like Lauryn Hill right now the same way I didn't look like Lupita Nyong'o when my hair looked like this. So for one, replying to a comment with a video using their in-app features, that is good for the algorithm. Secondly, talking to camera, like I said, sitting in the car. I do have subtitles on screen for this one. And I also think I look pretty in the video. I think the color blue looks nice on me. I think sometimes when I'm talking, my voice is soothing, depending on who you ask. So I think there's a lot of satisfying factors about the video. I also think if you vehemently disagree with me the entire time that you're watching the video, you're probably already angrily typing in the comments. I want to say for the record, I don't think I look like Lauryn Hill, but I obviously understand where people are coming from when they say that. I get it. When I made the video, I was just like, okay, people keep telling me this every 5 seconds. It's getting to be a lot. And the comments on this video are getting to be a lot too. I'm about to silence them. That's the thing about TikTok, right? As a platform, and Instagram too. You never know when people are going to come across your stuff. I'm still getting comments on some of these videos that have happened and have been up for months and maybe some even years. People are still commenting on them. But think about how can you position the information or the content you're going to create in such a way that it entices people to comment, share it, save it, respond. I don't know why anybody would have saved this video. Some people did save it. I don't really get why, but people saved it. So, and my last one. Now, I inadvertently did a series on getting a LEEP procedure about 2 years ago. And how this came about was I was scrolling on TikTok and YouTube trying to find people who look like me who have been talking about getting a LEEP procedure done. Because when they explain it to you at the OBGYN's office, it sounds pretty daunting. And so I didn't see anybody. And so essentially I just created the content that I wanted to see. So I knew that the next person who goes to search for LEEP, who is a Black woman or who is experiencing some of the side effects that I have in the caption, in the text on screen, and the hashtags, they're going to come across my videos. And they have, and they are. Every few weeks I get a new DM, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok, from somebody asking me, so I wanted to like ask you about this, you didn't talk about this, and I either link them to a video or I respond. But the fact of the matter is, you have to think about how can you provide value on a very unique experience that you have. Or maybe the experience isn't unique, but maybe there's somebody out there who needs to hear it from you. There were several women talking about getting LEEPs, but none of them looked Black to me. So I figured, let me just make a video about my experience. And at the time that I originally did it, I did the put a finger down video style. Put a finger down if after 3 years of abnormal pap smear results, and despite being vaccinated against HPV with Gardasil when you were a preteen or teenager, you learn that you have HPV, and upon freaking out, you go and research and you find out that it is the most commonly contracted STI, and almost everybody who ever has sex will be exposed to it, and most will clear it within a few years, except for the fact that you do not have that reality because your HPV has progressed to precancerous cells on your cervix, and you find this out because you have to have a procedure called a colposcopy, which is when they biopsy your cervix, just like a pap smear, but a little more unpleasant. So then you have to go and have a procedure called a loop electrosurgical excision procedure, which requires you being put to sleep, where they take a wire and they scrape the cells off of your cervix. And that was trending then. And then I did several follow-ups responding to comment questions that people have left. Here's how I dealt with the very unpleasant smell that my vagina was emanating after my LEEP procedure. I'm spilling the tea on everything you want to know about getting a LEEP. Have an update on my LEEP procedure. I'm so annoying. I forgot to mention the most important part about the recovery. And even some of those videos have gotten over 10,000 views because, again, people are following my journey, or they're looking for answers and looking for help or feedback or another perspective. This is the kind of thing you want to be thinking about when you are posting your videos. What is the question someone will ask that this video could answer? So here are my concluding thoughts and also some general tips that anybody can take away and apply to their content strategy. If something is working really well, do it over and over and over. Repeat it. Every video needs a hook. On TikTok especially, whether it's visual, audio, or both, you have to draw the person's attention in. The hook can be that text on screen that just sits there. It can be the text on screen that describes what the video is about. It can be you throwing something at the camera. It can be a visually satisfying image of something, but your video needs a hook. TikTok is becoming the #1 search engine for Gen Zers and younger folks. With that being said, if you're providing informational content, how are people going to find it? You have to be findable, and that's through search. If you wanted to find your video, what would you search? Those words need to be in the text on screen. They need to be words you're saying so it can show up in the subtitles that pop up when you do the captions. And they need to be in the caption and description. It can also be in your cover. All of that is searchable. Your edits need to be clean. Maybe you're not a cinematographer. Maybe you're not like an editing genius or guru. Maybe you're not doing all these crazy 3D effects. You don't have to do all those crazy transitions, but you do have to have clean edits. It has to be clear what's happening. Okay, it can't be like jarring. Okay, think about how can you communicate the message that you're trying to communicate in a more creative, interesting, or engaging way. Maybe you want to show me how to clean up a pair of white tennis shoes. And I'm thinking about this because I was looking at TikToks earlier on how to do that because I need to clean my daughter's shoes. Maybe instead of you sitting there at the table saying, hey, I'm Heaven, I'm gonna clean these shoes. Maybe the video opens with a clip of you like kicking your foot and the shoe comes off, right? Or maybe you have the shoe in the camera and you pull it back and then you go back and it's clean. You know, maybe it's just something interesting, something to change it up. Or maybe it's, I'm gonna show you how I clean these shoes in 30 seconds or less. How do you tell the same story, share the same information in an interesting, more engaging, innovative way? And then finally, take people on a journey, whether it's in the literal individual video itself or in a series or even a mini series. I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, let me know in the comments. And if it wasn't, let me know that too. Having done this video, I'm excited to take these insights and build my own content strategy. And I can't wait to break it down and tell y'all what my plans are. That way in 6 months, we can check back and see where I'm at. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.